So tick with a lot of things that I have done this week, it has been very helpful. So one of the things that I wanted to do, guys, it was optimize my this screen, my home screen of my browser, because I used to have a lot of trash here, but now I have your grades here to quickly access them, the attendance, Canva, which is one of my main sources or tools. Now I have TickTick here and some other things that I use very often. So that is very simple for me or easy to just get here, and with a click I have access to that. So that is something that I wanted to do, and TickTick helped me to do that. Also, guys, I hate this. Look at this. Whenever I come here, okay, is because I have to work or because I have time to enjoy, and any, I go to YouTube, for example. But look at this. All this information, and I guess that it's my fault because I chose news, sports, games, money, weather when I set this. But now I consider all this information is trash for me. I'm not interested in this. Okay. So all of this that just splits my attention. Imagine all this information is just something that I'm not interested in. So yes, so I found this because I was trying to optimize this. I I went here, and here there is something here, content. Uh, you deactivate this and look at this. Beautiful, right? Without all this information that I don't understand. So now I come here and I just click or look or search what I want to. Okay, so that was super cool. Super cool. So I recommend to do that. There are many distractions. If you go, for example, to any social network, you will find a lot of distractors. So, or even in your browser. So this is something that you may have to do as well. I don't know if that will be helpful for you, but because I was thinking about this, because maybe that is a life hack, and we are going to start the class with that. Um, Here, example, we are going to see some life hacks, guys, that I hope you enjoy. This will be a speaking class, okay? We are going to do some speaking activities, but more often what I'm looking for is to develop a little bit more your speaking activity, I mean your speaking skills. Okay, so for that we will have a vocabulary section. But now, just let's see these life hacks. Okay, let me share so you can is listen to this. Okay, good. So guys, let's watch this life hack. Okay, I don't know what this is for, but let's see. Okay, let's see it one more time. Okay, so don't ask me why is that for, because I don't know. But can you guys tell me what you just saw? What happened? What is this life hack about?
Store fruit?
Okay.
Maybe store?
Yes, this is a life hack about how to store food maybe on your fridge. Exactly. But what happened? What is that life hack? First, you do this, then you do this, after that, and so on. So tell me, guys, what is this? Like if you were explaining this, is it difficult, guys?
Yes, difficult is kind of extract the oxygen from the airbag.
Okay. All right. Very good. So good. What we are going to do, guys, imagine that you are doing a tutorial for YouTube. Okay. Now you have a very nice video. Okay. And you want to steal this video from YouTube and upload it in your YouTube channel. So you will just explain what just happened. I'm going to click here, key vocabulary, and you will be given some vocabulary. Let's see if you can explain what just happened with that vocabulary. Okay. Ziploc bags. That is the technical name of that type of bags. Okay. Ziploc bags. Okay. Straw. What is this? What is the meaning of this?
Is the tool or object used for drinking a liquid.
Okay.
Pajilla,
Drinking a beverage. Okay.
una pajilla.
Exactly. Exactly. Okay. And then we have this verb, which is this. Let me see if I can find it. Well, this is this verb, okay? So with this vocabulary, guys, can you tell me what happens in this video? Okay, so the first one, I'm going to click here to make this easier for you, okay? I will not do this in the next one. Okay, perfect. Okay, now, one of the newcomers, Rene, okay? Welcome back to the class, Rene. And help me please read this like if it were a tutorial, please.
Okay. First, we put food in a Ziploc bag and use a straw to suck out the air.
Okay, and that will help you to preserve the food longer. Maybe, I don't know if that is true, but yes, that sounds great. Thank you so much. Very nice.
Okay.
And that sounded very professional. Yes or no, guys? What do you think? Yes, right? Yes, right. Perfect. Okay, so that was good. Let's move on to the next life hack, okay? Okay, is this useful, guys? Maybe yes, maybe not, right? I don't know. But
Not necessarily.
it's not necessary? Isn't
No,
necessary?
no, for me, no.
Okay, all right. Very good. Okay, Leo, I'm sorry about that. Okay, but can you guys explain this? Imagine that you go to a job interview, okay? And for that job position, you need to have a good English level. Can you guys, and if they ask you, okay, you will watch a video and please explain what happens in the video. Okay, take it like this, all right? So let's watch, okay, Nelson.
Okay, this life hack is about where, well, everyone hates or everyone are scared about hitting their nails, their nails when everyone is using a hammer because it's really heavy and it's really painful. So in this case, this life hack it's about using a fork to maintain the nail. And when you are hitting the nail with the hammer.
Okay, so it's a way to do this safely, correct? Okay, perfect. Exactly. Thank you so much, Nelson. So you know the vocabulary, so that is good. Okay, I'm going to click here, key vocabulary. Okay, nail, which is this, as Nelson said, this is nail, clavo. This is, well, the tool is the hammer. Then we have a fork, and then we have a verb, which is hold. All right. So with these words, can anyone else help me? Nelson did it without clues. Now you have clues. Okay, I
Okay,
want to listen.
hold the nail with the fork and then um, hit the nail with the hammer.
Okay, in this way you can hit the nail with the hammer safely. What about that? Right? Okay, so thank you, Albert. You did an excellent job. That was pretty informative. So good. Use a fork to hold the nail while you hammer instead of your fingers to avoid injury. Okay, very good. Excellent. That verb is hammer. When you hammer something, is that verb as well. So by good job. Good job, Albert. It was pretty good. Okay, so good. We are going to see a couple of more. What about this one? Okay, did you know that?
Struck.
Okay, straw. Okay. Okay, Daniel. Great. Okay, so guys, who wants to do this without clues? This is your last chance to participate. Okay, let's make this a little bit easier. Soda can, okay, we have a straw, we have a tap, and we have the verb hold. Can you do this in this level? Hmm? None of my intermediate students can do this?
What means, would you mind to teach me what means soda can?
Yes, can is this, lata. Lata. Soda can is this, lata. Lata de sol.
Tab is the thing that you are using to open the soda can.
To open the soda can and also to hold your straw. That is the tab.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, now let's make this a lot easier. This will be just a reading, okay? So I want someone to read this.
Okay. Uh, insert a straw through the small hole on the tap of a soda can to hold the straw in place.
Okay, perfect. Very good. Thank you so much. Okay, so that, guys, was our third life hack for today. I hope any of them is uh, helpful for you. Okay, so now we are going to start with the class because it's 9:22 already. So for today we have a special class. Okay, first of all, welcome everyone. I hope you are drinking coffee, drinking water, drinking something, or just you are in a comfort seat just enjoying the class. We are going to start this class with this. Remember, guys, good habits make time your friend, bad habits make time your enemy. Okay, think about this. This is taken from the book that you are reading. So it's, I think, a powerful uh, mindset. So let's move on. All right, so I have a question for you guys. Okay, what are life's biggest decisions for you? What do you think? What are life's biggest decisions? Okay, Newman?
Okay, what are life's biggest decision? I will say that maybe I have to see my values. If I see my values, I will see what is the most important thing in life. And because of that, I have to take decisions about the goals that I'm going to set, right? So I think that the most important decision that I have to set in life is to have uh, identify the values that manage my life, right? Because if for me, it's important the family, and I don't have time for family, because I work a lot. That will have, that will make struggles in my life. That I will say that.
Okay, great, Newman. Yes, that was very philosophical. Okay, yes, I loved it. And yes, you said that to find the values that drives your life is really important. And I totally agree with that idea. Okay, you said manage my lives, but drives my life would be like the best way to express that idea. That, of course, we got it. Okay, perfect. Okay, so thank you. Okay, that was a good one. What else, guys? What do you consider a big decision in life? Hmm?
Perhaps choosing which career do you want to study. Also, if you want to form a family or you want to get married or not. Also, uh, deciding if you want to have children or not. And also, it can be where the place do you want to live, and those are some examples.
Okay, you fired all the arsenal. Yes, actually, yes, that is that those are big decisions. If you want to have a family, how many kids, how many children you want to have. Yeah, that of course, those are important decisions in life. What career to study, okay? That in what why are they important, guys? Tell me. I want you to use your critical thinking. Why are those decisions important?
Hi, I don't know if is this the correct way to say it, but maybe those decisions that mark you for life.
Yes, those decisions determine the way you will live, right? Will determine your life, your path, your ninja path. Exactly. All right. So that is important. That's why it is important. Imagine that you choose to be an engineer or a doctor. Your life will be completely different, right? your schedule, how you will feel. Is this job rewarding enough for me? So those are things you have to think about. Okay, so that's why I think those are life one of, or those are, of course, all of them, life biggest decisions. So who else? Another participant before we move on. No one else? Okay. So thank you,
I
Milton.
was going to say, sorry, I was going to say that the biggest decisions in your life can affect the way you live, the lifestyle you're going to live. Uh, Also, it can affect your health, and many aspects of your life are in, are impacted by the decisions that you make.
Exactly. Exactly. I totally agree. And yes, that's a definitely a good definition of this. And yes, I remember, guys, and this is maybe crazy, but when I was in a very difficult part of my life, I had to make big decisions in my life. um, I thought, okay, I have 2 months before taking that decision. So what I did is I cleared up my mind. Okay, I put away all the maybe all the distractions in my life so I could think clearly. I was reading a book about how to think um, in a logical way because I needed all my logical thought for that. So that is something crazy, but that is something that may be helpful for all of us. Okay. Before making a a big decision, you have to take your time. And today we are going to talk about how do we express this with a phrasal verb. Perfect. I'm not undecisive. That is the pronunciation of this undecisive. I just can't decide. Undecisive. Okay, that is something. Hey, are you an undecisive person? So maybe that is something that you didn't know. So good. Thank you both of you for participating. Okay, this is not that important, this question, but this is something you can think about as well. When was the last time you made an important decision? um Maybe when you chose to take this course. Many options, but let's get right into this. Please help me with this. Marvin. Marvin, please help me with all this information.
Okay, teacher. Five phrasal verbs for decision-making situation. Making decision is often difficult, so it's important to take your time to think about a decision before making it. These are five phrasal verbs that you can use to explain that you want to be careful when you make important decision. For example, rush into a decision, think a decision over, look at an option, think a situation through, take a factor into account.
Okay, Marvin, thank you so much. Okay, guys, those are the five phrasal verbs for decision making situations that I wanted to share with you. Okay, all of them are very helpful. So we are going to jump into the first one. To rush into something, to rush into something. Okay, so this is the first one, to rush into. That is the first phrasal verb. Okay, please, Daniel, help me with all this information for the class.
Okay, to rush into something. This phrasal verb means to do something without thinking carefully. If you rush into a decision, it means you do it quickly without thinking. This is a bad thing. So, rush into a decision is something that you don't want to do. You can use the expression below when you want to tell someone that you need time before making your decision. Remember to use rush into in the negative form. For example, I will need some time to think. I don't want to rush into a decision.
Okay, great. Perfect. Good reading. Definitely, I see a great improvement on your reading and your confidence as well. So good job. All right. So excellent, guys. Here we have it. The first one. I will need some time to think about it. I don't want to rush into a decision. Okay. I don't want to rush into a decision. So, guys, this is something that you may want to say. If you hear, I don't want to rush into a decision, that means that you need more time to think about that. Okay. Excellent. Perfect. Any question, guys? Can
Teacher,
you give? Mhm.
yeah. Just a question. Rush into, we only will use it in the negative form. It means like if I will say to someone like an affirmation, like uh, you just rush into that decision. I
Exactly.
I could say could say you like that.
Yes, Milton, this is possible. Just remember that this is a bad thing, okay? But you can use it in the positive form as well. Example, you can tell me, mi hermana estaba buscando un carro, pero creo que se apresuró en su decisión. Ella terminó comprando un carro malo, un mal carro. How do you say that in English, Milton?
My sister just rush into buying a new car, but she ends up uh, buying a bad car.
Excellent. Good choice. Good choice. You maybe you chose the best verbs to use. Okay, just pay attention to the verb tense. Okay, the verbs were correct, but you are talking about a decision that had been made already. Okay, so you want to use the past. My
Yeah.
sister was looking for a car, but I think she just rushed into a decision and she ended up, okay, in the past form, she ended up buying a bad car.
Okay. Ended up.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah, but the verbs were totally correct. Okay, just um, be mindful about this fact that you have to use the correct tense. But good job, Milton. Good job. Before we
Thank you.
move on, guys, you're welcome. Before we move on, do you have any question about this? Rush into. Do you like it? If you like it, guys, I don't know. If you don't want to talk, guys, at least you can put like Newman did, put an emoticon there, an emoji, something that gives me a clue that you are here with me, enjoying the class. Questions? No? Okay, if you like this one, we have more. We have another one. The second one is to think a decision over. To think a decision over. So, who will be the reader this time? Okay, Nelson, let's go.
Okay, it says number two, to think a decision over. This phrasal verb is the opposite meaning of rush into a decision. When you think a decision over, it means that you will think carefully about a decision before you make it. It's, it's common to say, I need to think it over, when you want some time to think before you make a decision. Note that the it object is necessary because this is a transitive verb. To it needs it as an object, and it needs to be in the middle of the phrasal verb. If someone offers if someone offers you something and you want time to think about it, you can say, thank you for that offer, but I need to think it over.
Okay, thank you so much, Nelson. All right, very good job. So here we have the next one. When do we use this? When you have to think about something for a longer time. Example, when you
Teacher,
see an offer. Yes?
uh, that that frozen bird is similar to sleep on it. Think
Exactly. That is the same meaning, okay, that you will take your time to think about the decision you will make. Thank you so much, Albert. And I learned that one that you mentioned in a song, I remember. Okay, but guys, this is very maybe a complicated explanation. Just a decision, you will replace this a decision with it. To think it over. To think it over. Okay? That is the only thing that you have to take into account that you have to use here to think it over. You will not say to think over it. No. It, which is the object, will go here in the middle of the phrasal verb. To think it over. Thank you for that offer, but I need to think it over. All right? Very good. So is the opposite meaning of rush into a decision. Rush into a decision means that you rush into a decision. Well, that is the meaning. And think it over is the opposite. Good job. Questions, guys? No? Okay. Okay, no problem. Let's move on to the next one to look at an option. To look at an option, okay? To look at an option. Perfect. Okay, I want a reader for this.
Okay, this phrasal verb means that you are going to consider an option before making a decision. If you want to communicate, right, that an option is worth considering, it could be a good idea. Then you can use look at and then mention the option as the object of the phrasal verb. If you want to use verb as the object, it needs to be in gerund, ing form. For example, if you want to say that getting a dog is a good option to consider for your family, you can say, I think we should look at getting a dog.
Perfect. Thank you so much, Newman. And good reading. All right, guys, this one, it's very common, okay? I remember when I was taking this type of calls, um, consumers or customers, they said, yes, look, I'm looking at some product and I want to know more about this. I'm looking at, that means that you are considering to buy something, to do something, and that you think that is a good idea. Okay, that it is beneficial for you or that it could be a good idea. All right, so look at options, maybe because they look good, not bad options, good options. I think we should look at getting a dog. Look at getting a dog. What do you think about this one, guys? I'm looking at some options. This is the way that you can use in your day-to-day life. Listen, I'm looking at some careers here, and I want to know what you think about this. Or can you give me more information about this? Look at some options. If you are looking uh, for something in marketplace, you are looking at some options because you consider them good options for you. So that means that you have selected the options and now you are looking at the best option. Okay, so guys, is this clear for you? Okay, take notes of them, okay, just in case you want to use them. Okay, perfect. Let's move on to number 4. Okay, number 4, to think a situation through. I want a reader for this as well.
Okay. Okay. This phrasal verb focuses more on preparing for a future situation by thinking about it in advance. If you say that you want to think a situation through, it means you want to think about the future risks as benefits of this situation completely so that you can prepare for it successfully. For example, if you are prepare sorry, if you are planning your wedding with your partner and you want to tell your partner that is something that you should plan for and think about completely before making any decisions, you can say, we need to think it through. It means whole wedding situation.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much, Milton. Okay, guys, look at this. To think a situation through. Okay, here, Noir, we are not talking about a decision. We are talking about to think about a situation, the whole wedding situation, as it says here. Okay, so the steps, if you have the money to do this, where we are going to get married, if we have the money and the a lot of things to think. So that situation, oh, we have to think this over. No, actually, we have to think this through. Okay, in this case, you are thinking about the whole situation, not the decision itself, but the whole situation. You are considering the whole situation. Okay, so guys, do you have questions about this one? Is this one difficult to apply? Okay, so yes, guys, remember the most important thing here is to have a use for this. So think about what situations you can use this at so you can get used to this. So good. We need to think it through. It means the whole wedding situation. All right. So good. And we are moving to the last one. To take a factor into account. Perfect. Okay, who wants to read this one, guys? Okay, Marvin, thank you.
To take a factor into account, these phrasal verbs is used with a specific factor that needs to be considered before making a decision. For example, if you are deciding which clothes to pack in your bag for your trip, one factor to consider is the weather. So you can say that you need to take the weather into account when choosing which clothes to pack. As another example, if you are planning to buy a new house, and the neighborhood is an important factor for you to consider when deciding which house to buy. You can say you we should take the neighborhood into account.
Okay. Okay, thank you, Marvin. Thank you. Good reading. Yes, guys. So in this case, maybe I think this is the one that we use the most, or the one that we use more often. So we should take the neighborhood into account before buying a house. That is for sure. All right. Nice. So take something into account if you want to do this. All right. So if you want to go to San Miguel, okay, you have to take into account how much fuel you need. Okay. So that is perfect. So take a factor into account. This one, I think, is the one that is more commonly used by us. Very nice. So now we have a couple of questions. We are going to start with Maria. Maria, tell me, which one is the one that you love the most?
What do I love the most?
Yes, which one of the five phrasal verbs?
This take factor into consideration and probably think this through. Think things through. Because both phrasal verbs are about thinking before acting and having a plan laid out before doing something. For example, there are decisions, especially decisions related to your life, to your professional career, to your housing, to your money that need to be thought through with a lot of concentration. And there are a lot of factors to take into account before making that decision. And I personally don't like rushing into things without knowing what I'm getting into, unless I know for a fact or unless I have previous experience with something.
Okay. Maria, for example, when you move, right? You had to think about the whole situation. So you could say, oh,
Well,
yes,
my father moved here first in 2017, so I think that he made things easier for us. But yes, he had to think things through because he was hired while still being back in our home country. He accepted the contract and then he moved to live in here and he made all the legal process for the paperwork, the citizenship, and so on.
okay, great. So I love that you used many of them in your speech. So that was amazing. Thank you so much, Maria. Okay, I want to listen to someone else. Diego, Diego, can you participate in class? Okay, maybe not. Sam, welcome back to class and tell me, Sam, which one do you consider it's going to be maybe the most helpful for you? Hey, not active either. So, Brian, let's listen to Brian.
I'm so sorry that I was not participating, but I was outside and I was running out of data. And next time I will take into account buying a better package of data to avoid this situation. I'm so sorry. I love that one the most.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. So take into account that factor, the data. Okay. All right. Very nice. Thank you, Brian. Okay, and I want to listen to a volunteer. Hmm?
Maybe I.
Okay.
To take a factor into account. This phrasal verb is used with a specific factor that needs to be considered before making a decision. For example, if you are deciding which clothes to pack in your bag for your trip, one factor to consider is the weather. So you can say that take uh, uh, you need to take the weather into account when choosing which clothes to pack. As another example, if you are planning to buy a new house and the neighborhood is an important factor for you to consider when deciding which house to buy. You can say we should take the neighborhood into account.
Okay. Thank you so much. Great. So yes, I know, guys, this is the one you love the most, maybe. And remember, we have also a good example when Brian went to El Pital. He didn't take into account the weather. He didn't take the weather into account. Okay, and he suffered the consequences of that. So yes, that was another example. Sorry for um, taking your experience as an example, Brian.
No worries. I rushed into a decision at that time, a bad decision. And now
Exactly.
I'm bringing with me a sweater, a good sweater.
Yes, I think you should have think it over, right? About what clothes to pack.
Yes, I should have think it over.
Okay. Okay. All right, guys. Thank you. A short review of the 5 common expressions to use. Hey, I don't want to rush into a decision, so let me think about it. Okay. I don't want to rush into a decision. Something, guys, that I would advise to you is to um, practice your fluency using short expressions like this. Okay. But read it not as a reader. I don't want to rush into a decision, but read it as if you were using this in your real life. Hey, you know what? I don't want to rush into a decision this time. I've I've gone through many problems, so right now I want to think this over. All right, just like imaginary, okay, situations, but try to use this efficiently in your day-to-day English. Perfect. Next one. I need to think it over. So I need to think it over. Easy, guys. Try to use it. Okay, I need more time to think about the situation before deciding. We should look at doing something. I should look at drinking more water. Something that you consider is a good option. Okay, I need to think it through another way. All of them are very, easy to pronounce. So I need to think it through. Okay, we must take it into a decision. Okay, perfect. And guys, um, the last activity, guys, will be assigned as a homework. Okay, so go here to this last slide and please complete this. Okay, just to confirm you have learned something today. Okay, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, you have 5 exercises. This will be uh, assigned as a homework. Please do it. Okay, please do it and try to read the whole sentence here to get familiar with these new phrasal verbs. Okay, perfect. Okay, guys, so that was today's class. I hope you enjoyed and learned something new today. Those phrasal verbs are very um, uh, useful, I guess. And I really hope that they will help you improve your speaking skills. Any question? Okay, if we have no doubts today, guys, I want to remind you. Yes, that homework is for tomorrow. Okay, that homework is for tomorrow. We are going to start with this tomorrow's class. So please, guys, be ready for that. And I want to remind you to work in the platform, guys. Remember that that will complement your learning here. Right? So let's go to bed earlier today, guys, and I really hope to see you tomorrow for the last class of the week. And we are just missing 2 more classes, okay? 2 more weeks left in this course. So please don't miss any class because tomorrow we have a very important topic, okay? That's a grammar topic that is very useful as well. So I hope to see you tomorrow, guys.
See you tomorrow, teacher. Have a good night.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
See you
Good night,
tomorrow.
guys.
Night,
Good night,
everyone.
teacher.
Thank you,
Thank
teacher.
you.
Night.
Good night.